All right, folks, I couldn't give up on you. We're going into Overdrive. I got some other information that I want you to consume. When I say consume, at least chew it over. See if it makes sense to you. There's so much interesting. Once again, you got to see that, hey, don't let a crisis go to waste. You saw crisis, 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 crisis. You saw the hype of the most recent swine flu pandemic crisis, how the World Health Organization kept raising the things, kind of like your terrorism alert thing, red, blue, green, magenta, chartreuse, I don't know, pick some color, fuchsia, okay? So, yeah, you saw crisis, crisis, crisis. And now what are you learning? You're learning that a lot of those crises were hyped up so that you could react, and so that a lot of times those who caused the crisis could come to you as the savior, providing you a solution. Here, we have the fix for you. So here I have something for you. This one disturbs me a little, and that is, I wanted you to get a professional perspective. So here what I have for you is a little bit about, are they putting these toxins in your water?
Hello, I'm Dr. Bill Osmunson. I'm a general and cosmetic dentist and have been a dentist for 30 years. Before that, I received a master's in public health in nutrition and health education. For the first 25 years of practice, I promoted water fluoridation aggressively. I thought I saw the benefits. It wasn't until I actually looked at the information myself and sat down and looked at the different government agencies and the different reports and the studies that I began to realize that fluoridation was a problem. One of the first things I did is I looked at my tube of toothpaste. It says drug facts. I know it's a drug. If I were to give it to you, it'd have to be a prescription. That's for swallowing. When it comes to toothpaste, it also says don't swallow. And if you do swallow, contact a poison control center. Well, the amount of fluoride that they're talking about is a pea-sized amount of fluoride. You probably don't see that in advertisements, a pea-sized amount of fluoride. Usually when I see an advertisement, it looks more like a Dairy Queen ice cream cone. That amount is 1/4 milligram of fluoride. Well, that's the same amount of fluoride as what we find in 8 ounces of water. 1/4 milligram of fluoride, 1/4 milligram of fluoride. Don't swallow. If you do, call the Poison Control Center. One of the things that concerns me is water fluoridation for infants. The American Dental Association and Center for Disease Control recommend that infants not receive water for drinking nor for making their formula. It's 250 times more concentrated in fluoride than mother's milk. We shouldn't fluoridate water and harm our most vulnerable. The next thing I looked at was dental fluorosis. These are the white and brown spots on the teeth. The only thing that causes dental fluorosis is fluoride. Too much fluoride ingested, usually during the developing years, birth to about 8 years of age. When I see people coming in to have treatment for dental fluorosis, I mention to them that they have had too much fluoride. And this is an indication that the rest of their body has probably had too much fluoride also, their bones and in the rest of their organs. Damage from dental fluorosis is not disputed. Everyone agrees that too much fluoride can cause dental fluorosis. About 1/3 of children are now experiencing fluorosis, according to the CDC. The next thing I wanted to look at was benefits. What are the benefits of it? I've heard reports of 20 to 40%, 60%, 80% tooth reduction with water fluoridation. So what is the benefit of water fluoridation? And I had a close look at several factors. One, comparing different countries of the world, we can see that no matter what we do on fluoridation, whether the country fluoridates or no fluoride at all, decay is reduced the same amount in all countries. We can compare states in the United States. And we can see on a graph that as they're plotted in order of increased amount of fluoridation in the state, fluoridation doesn't make any difference. We have the same amount of good health in the states regardless of their fluoridation. Same thing for counties and other locations. That was disturbing to me. If there's no benefit, well, why are we fluoridating? I have two requests for you. One is to talk to your dentist and your healthcare provider about fluoridation. Ask them if they've seen the National Academy of Science report on fluoridation. Give them information that they may not have on water fluoridation and excess fluoride exposure. That helped me when my patients casually, calmly, quietly said, have a look at this. This doctor, this dentist is concerned about water fluoridation. What do you think? None of us professionals want to harm our patients. Our whole lives are given to improving the health of people, not harming them. And so for those of you who are healthcare professionals, I'd highly urge you to look once again at the science on fluoridation. Science doesn't need to be scary. It's just information. Spend a little bit of time looking at it on both sides of the issues. Don't just look at one side filtered. Look at both sides and weigh it for yourself. The other thing is to sign an online petition with me at fluoridealert.org. The online petition requests Congress to have hearings on fluoridation. It also recommends that we no longer fluoridate our water. Thank you.
So now you get to listen to a professional in the dentistry field, who also has a master's in nutrition. And anyway, do I need to tell you all this? You've now hopefully learned some stuff. I know you don't believe me, and you probably don't believe that professional who's a dentist for 30 plus years. Maybe you'd believe a Nobel Prize winner. Well, here's Dr. Arvid Carlsson, who won the Nobel Prize, I believe in 2000. How does he feel about putting these toxins in our water?
Do you think that your background in pharmacology sort of informed your view of fluoridation as a medical practice?
Of course. I mean, that is, as I said before, this is against all principles of modern pharmacology. It's really obsolete. There's no doubt about that. And I think people, those nations who are using it should feel ashamed of themselves, I think. It's against science, actually.
You mentioned that fluoride's benefits come from the local or topical effect. Could you just discuss a little bit more what you see as the significance of that fact? Why is it important that fluoride's benefit is topical and not from ingestion?
Well, in pharmacology, if the effect is local, it's of course absolutely awkward to use it in any other way than as a local treatment. I mean, this is so obvious. How it's so really very, very far-fetched. You have the teeth there, they are available for you. Why drink the stuff? I see no reason at all for giving it in any other way than locally, topically if you wish.
And it has the added benefit where the individual can choose whether they want to use it.
Of course, yes.
The U.S., the Centers for Disease Control, which is a U.S. government health body, has proclaimed water fluoridation to be one of the top 10 public health achievements of the 20th century.
I disagree profoundly.
Do I need to say more? Do I need to ask more? What do I need to do to get you in the arena, to get you involved, to make you care that maybe we've been lied to? You found out we were lied to about going into the war. There were no weapons of mass destruction. You found out we were lied to about torture. And you found out that the new administration, you expected change, isn't going to go after anybody in the old administration, okay? What if we did that at Nuremberg? What if we found, the criminals in Germany and stuff and said, well, let's not go for the guys responsible. Let's just go after the peons, not the guys who gave the orders, not the ones who benefited and profited from it. What if we did that at Nuremberg? Where are my Holocaust survivor viewers rapping on the neighbors' doors once again with the list, the no-fly list thing? Come on, people. If you're a terrorist, you should have evidence presented, you should be tried, you should be found guilty. Not would be, could be, maybe. Let's play the Rahm Emanuel thing again for you.
That is, if you are on the no-fly list because you are known as maybe a possible terrorist, you cannot buy a handgun in America. If you're on that no-fly list, your access to the right to bear arms is canceled because you're not part of the American family. You don't deserve that right.
Did you listen to the end? The American family. So here we have a dual citizen, Rahm Emanuel, who told you he would make youth brigades. Okay? Look up AmeriCorps, look up Service Corps. Now they're getting, this is young paramilitary training, okay, for use in like middle school to high school. This is what Hitler did. This fascism thing where governments take over businesses, that's what Hitler did. The Patriot Act, Hitler did the same thing. False flag terrorism, where he burned down his own Reichstag, Hitler did that. Folks, what does it take to get you in the arena? What does it take to get you to care about your children, about your grandchildren's future? Do they have to steal all the money from them and make them economic slaves?